I made this Tipton Loop ride in Strava and then rode it on December 16th, 2021. As you can see in the upper right-hand corner, I start and stop at a little corner there called Hannah, and then come down Highway 220 through Northwood and into Tyrone. Then make a right and go up into the mountains and the woods on Janesville Pike. And at the very top there, turn down Tipton Road, down back through the woods, back down to 220 at a little corner in Tipton, then back through Tyrone, Norwood, the Bald Eagle Exchange, and finally back to my house. The ride is 43.67 miles in length and 2,415 feet in elevation gain. Here I am down on Route 220, and they've done some chip and seal in here, and it just is racking my bike like crazy. So what I'm trying to do is ride that little narrow strip between the grass. So I'm out there on the berm, but between the grass and the chip and seal, trying to keep all the bumps out of the bike. It really does make things go pretty darn slow. Now we're off of that chip and seal and we're coming into the Bald Eagle interchange. You can see I'm doing a little faster here, about 14-15 miles an hour, and a slight grade down. It's minus 1% grade right in here coming into this intersection. Bald Eagle interchange, and I don't know why my speed indicator only drops to 4 and 5 miles an hour, even though I'm obviously stopped right about here. Car just came up behind me, and lights turned, and we're headed on down 220 towards Northwood. I'm in Northwood right now, and on the slope headed down towards Tyrone. If you watch the berm right about on this corner, there's a little bunch of breakup, and I always have to check my mirror. Right there it comes, make sure no cars are behind me, and get out. It'll really shake you up if you hit that at speed. Now we're coming down, getting very close to Tyrone, and I'm going to stop at the reservoir just above Tyrone. Be just around this corner down there. Love going down here. You see we're out here, if you look at the garden, at about 10.4 miles from my house. And the reservoir's coming up. I'm just going to pull over into this little parking place. There's a little dam here, and people fish for trout in the water that's backed up behind it. This is water, I believe, that's used by the paper mill in Tyrone. Years ago, this paper mill used to pollute Tyrone. American Eagle Paper Mills. And that's the old building. Behind it, the newer building where they're still making paper. And now I'm in Tyrone on one of the residential streets. And this is about where that big hill starts in Tyrone. At least I'm going to be moderately going up from now for about 8 more miles. the slope is up. Kicking off on a side street just to get away from the traffic that's out there. Going the same direction around the woods. In a little bit we'll be into the forest. A lot quieter back here than on Jonesville Pike. Eventually, in just a few blocks actually, we'll have to get back on Jonesville Pike. Now we're on Jonesville Pike, headed up and past Reservoir Park in Tyrone. And they actually have a chain up in front of the road in here. This park is closed during the winter. If you look at my Garmin right now, you can see that the screen is showing at least some colors, but this is a hill that I'm going up, and so it's changed the screen to indicate to me that I have a climb coming up. You can't see it very well right here, but there's green sections, red sections, and orange sections. The green section, which I'm on right now, is a pretty easy section, and the red section is a steep section with higher grades, and the orange is in between. There's a little dot, if you can barely see it, right down there in the left of the Garmin. That shows me where I am on this particular climb. Oh, the Garmin's now just indicated that I should drink some water. I have it set so that it tells me when. It's got the hydration and nutrition, so it tells me when I should be drinking and eating. Now you can see that Garmin a little easier. I'm still in the green section. Bouncing around a little bit there. And I'm still in the green section, but you can see the red section coming up in the future. You can see where that hill kicks up. I'm just coming over the top of the green section there. And now I'm in the red section. Again, you can see my grade right now is 7%. My speed is going to be between 4 and 5 miles an hour. I'm not pushing hard through here, but this is a steeper section. Again, back up to an 8% grade, 10%. There you can see the berm's not very good. You have to be careful. It's an old road, 9% grade. This guardrails had a lot of little close encounters with automobiles and trucks. It's really not rideable. The berm's not rideable right now, so I'm off into the side of the road. The cars are very courteous. .11% grade, 12, suppose coming down this Jonesville Pike on a slippery winter day wouldn't be too fun. And now we're at the top of the red, just about up here on the flat. We'd be still climbing, but back into a nice green section. And my shadow saying, come along. Here we are on top. You can see I took my jacket off and tied it around my neck because that was going to be a lot of work coming up that climb. 8 miles and gaining 2,400 feet. Really no leaves left in the trees. And now you can see the Garmin has the screen's turned and it's telling me I need to turn right here. I'm also hearing it in my headphones, down Tipton Road. This is Tipton Road that we're going to get on right here. And now it's downhill all the way to Tipton. I have a lovely little stream on the side. I don't know if people fish in this stream or not, but I'm not going to do too many pedal strokes all the way down to Tipton. So I'm sure I put my jacket back on because going downhill, doing relatively little work and having the breeze whip by me at about 20 miles an hour cools you off. So the jacket's back on. Little stream is just beautiful. I love going downhill. There you can see I have put the jacket back on. We're doing 22, 24, 27 miles an hour. It's a nice little curvy road, easy to take, not too rough. We're just coasting. I'm probably feathering the brakes every once in a while, just so I don't go up and hit 30, 35 miles. That little stream is dammed down here a little bit at the Tipton Reservoir, and we're going to stop just briefly at the dam at the Tipton Reservoir when I get down there. Tipton uses this as their water supply. not much of a structure.
Whoa.
But you can see the water going over the spillway. All right, now we're down in Tipton, getting close to the bottom. You turn again on 220, and you need to be watching my Garmin in through here. It's across these railroad tracks. Looks like we're out about 27 miles. Still going downhill. I believe it was an 8-mile ride up the hill and a 12-mile coast down to Tipton. It's probably flat enough. I take a pedal stroke every once in a while just to keep my speed up. Okay, we're getting close to Highway 220. You can see the Garmin again has changed to tell me I'm going to need to turn and make a left down here on the 220. I also hear the directions in my head unit. There was a brief drink, now back to the turn. Putting these screens up automatically. And here we are at the corner. Tipton is a place where there's big rides. You can see across the street what almost look like ski lifts up that mountain, but those are water rides. Very high. You take your plastic liner that you laid and come down that slide into the pool over there. Several of them. It's a big recreation park for kids. And now the lights changed and we're going to head on to 220. Headed back towards home. I'm starting to come into the outskirts of Tyrone Hill. My shadow again is saying, hey, come on, let's get going. And I'm in Tyrone. The Garmin is telling me that I'm going to have to make a left down here. But instead of that, what I'm going to do is slow down, turn into this little alleyway, reverse direction on the sidewalk, pedal up here, see that little bench? I'll be on that bench after a while, but I'm stopping here at the brew, as it's open sign out flag on the flag outside. And I've parked my bike and gone inside to get a hot chocolate. I'm then going to sit down on that bench, drink a hot chocolate, and eat a Cliff Bar. Across the street, if you need something, there are Gardner's Candies and a lovely ice cream shop. I'm just sitting on the bench, eating and drinking, and watching the Tyrone pigeons fly overhead. Alright, I'm back headed home on 220. I'm right at the bottom of my turn. The Garmin's gone back. It's a turn screen. You know, it indicates how far away that turn really is, like a 10 mile, 200 feet. I'm going to make a turn right up Hannah Hill. Here we go. I've got a little hump here I've got to get up, but I'm very close to home. I'm headed over the creek bridge, just about a half a mile from my house. You see me come across here. Lovely day. And then on up towards what I would call my driveway that we're going to hit. That's going to be gravel. Here we are in the driveway, and I'm headed down towards my lower barn, dodging mud puddles. December 16th, and we still haven't had really any snow except the dusting, maybe a couple of times this year. Down around the corner in front of my lower barn, but in front of the neighbor's house. Wet down here. And now, really probably one of the steeper but shorter sections in this whole darn ride. The grade here on this rock road, my driveway going up to the house, right in this little section is about 15%. So you can see I've got the GoPro strapped to my chest, but this video shows that I'm really, my upper body is moving a lot. We're going to bounce around here pretty good. This is always the last real push at the end of any ride, and then doing 15% here. And right at the top up here, it levels off, and I'll be able to catch my breath for about 2 or 3 seconds. There you can see it levels off just ahead of me. Made it to here. Alright, let's catch our breath, get our cadence up a little bit on the bike, because we're about to hit the last little rise to the house. And at the very end of this, I hit 19% grade. So you're pushing in here. See a lot of leaves down in the driveway. Right here's 19%. Now we're going to make the corner. You'll see my garage where the ride stops, and I have a nice lawn chair waiting for me to sit in.